Dr. Jain Pandey is former professor in the Department of Oceanology and Medical Sciences student. And he's also a emeritus professor in National Academy of Medical Sciences. He is the recipient of the Om Prakash Sanjeev Foundation Award in Health and Technology. Our second moderator is Dr. Rajkumar. Dr. Rajkumar is the Director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Rishikesh. He is MS, MPH, FRCH, MRCH, PhD and HLS. He has established the super specialty of pediatric and onco-neurology and trauma center at SCCI in Japan. He has around 400 index publications in national and international journals and several awarded research projects. He is a reviewer and editorial board member of several prestigious journals, a member and office bearer of several prestigious professional societies. He is a visiting faculty at several international universities and a recipient of more than a dozen of prestigious awards. I invite all the moderators.
Professor Badar, who has been veteran of the National Academy of Medical Sciences for many decades, asked me about a week ago to participate in this symposium. And the topic he said was personalized. I didn't know what this personalized medicine was back then. But whatever I have learned is by the result of searching the literature for the last 7 years. This is good because participating in this symposium are also 2 medical students, Agna and Rana. And one of them has joined this medical college from his university. He outcomes this shared learning and our students have much to teach us because as we are growing old, the number of neurons of Rajkumar would appreciate is going down. And our cognitive capacities are going down. Whereas the youngsters who will be running the future generation are following the lines. That makes me be happy. that the organizers have chosen to have regular students participate in this program. Whereas I asked you to offer personalized medicine, it's not like a rule. Personalized medicine exists during the beginnings of giving a personalized care. Well, that's it. Then what is it? Medicine which is tailored for a particular individual who is your patient. Well, you will make them. As well as graduate, 1958. And for decades before that, we were taught that we take a history that is that with personal history, social history, family history, which gives you a whole lot of information which can be used in making diagnosis and giving treatment and tailoring it to that individual's needs. That being said, advances in medicine are very strong, that there are people who have certain disease and who are prescribed certain treatment, but there is some difference. Some get better, some get worse, and some get higher. And there is a whole lot of inter-individual variation amongst the patients with the same kind of disease. Other, the same kind of disease causes other different kinds of manifestations in individuals. This is also something which as clinicians we have to learn. And that is why medicine is so fascinating, that no two patients are alike. Then it said that the practice of medicine can be improved by visiting the Toyota factory. So some of you may get very interesting articles of their here. And in the US, they send their physicians who see the function of the Toyota car factory to streamline it, to do it in a way that time is not wasted and the medicine becomes possible. That is the most impersonalized form of medicine that you can think of. Nevertheless, personalized medicine is also a concept which has seen enormous amount of progress during the last 5 years as a result of enormous amount of research which is being conducted in developed countries and also in India and other developing countries where a whole lot of failure exists. I'm going to go through some of the slides which are here. Also there are some on the internet. But I will start off by saying that long back I was interested in public medicine and diagnosis. And always met some people and exposed to being germs. Others, they are able to combine the organisms, find their defense mechanism, isolate them, and never develop into the result. That there is a variation in genetic susceptibility. Disease, all diseases, of course, as a result of an interaction between genes and environment. And therefore, what natural statement is genetic susceptibility to diagnosis. excellency and communication. Also, by looking at the environmental interaction between the environment. When I was asked problem discipline, I said, I can not do much about animals. But nevertheless, as an undergraduate, I had an exposure to persons who were knowledgeable in general. When they talked about it, there was something which had already come out. In the last 5 years, that the explosion in the information that I would like to point out, there are where person like medicine, the real sense that is needed to information and information from the tumor has been utilized for diagnosis and management. Today, maximum application of personalized medicine, medicine with clinical knowledge. There is now appreciated that humans, malignancies, are including in the dog of humanity, a dog of 12 diseases. In the dog, non-small cell carcinoma of the lung, again, the dog of at least a dozen different diseases. These dozen different diseases are identified by the genetic mutations that have taken place in the tumor and which are responsible for its aggressive behavior or the rather violent behavior. Yesterday, there was a conference on the internet, I don't know whether you looked at it, in Kuala Lumpur. And the topic of discussion was non-small cell carcinoma. There were 12 experts from USA, UK, and other countries who deliberated on the type of mutations that occur, particularly in the non-small cell carcinoma, and how this information could be utilized for diagnosis and for treatment of monoclonal antibodies. And it would contain the aggressive behavior of this tumor. In oncology, all of you are familiar with the story of assets. Human endothelial receptor, which plays an important role in the pathogenesis, progression, and aggressive behavior of the breast cancers, which show this particular condition. It was in 2008 that the test was developed to demonstrate this condition. So we did these technologies. And also antibodies to take care of this aggressive behavior. There are about 20% women with breast cancer that get very aggressive. And the usual form of chemotherapy, and the form of therapy. fact, the availability of this particular therapeutic approach revolutionized the management of breast cancer, which was too costly. Since we now wait 6 years, there has been a lot of debate whether indeed taking stock of the whole situation in the last 8 years has it really removed the lot of those who have breast cancer. Thousands of other mutations have been identified in the way we do by studies. And the significance of those mutations in breast cancer, we have Indian breast cancer and cancer, in which the BRCA1, BRCA2 is positive. And when do these estimations, unfortunately, it is very complex and involved. There are legal issues, there are ethical issues, and there are intellectual property rights. For example, the company which gives you the report of BRCA1, BRCA2 positivity breast cancer has patented the technology and has a quality and a charge an exorbitant amount of money to people, patients who want this be done. It's almost unaffordable in a country like India. And also true for HER2 receptor, but perhaps not that much. Because HER2 receptor treatment has really made a major difference in the management of breast cancer. I'm just talking about breast cancer, a little bit I said about the non-small cell carcinoma of the lung. Incidentally, only 4% of the people who have non-small cell carcinoma of the lung have the kind of mutations which are amenable to the antibody therapy. So it's a very small number. And the most of all is failing others. The American College of Cardiologists had a meeting in 2011. And the theme was everybody talking of personalized medicine. And what are we doing as cardiologists? So, the examples came up. It said, look, the treatment of patients with acute coronary syndrome with the use of anticoagulants has been revolutionized. Well, let's see because I don't know that I can give you only these slides, I want to give you more slides. So, maybe you can have a nice one. So, one of the examples was warfarin. Of the patients who come to the emergency room with a serious adverse drug reaction. The most important is over-anticoagulation with warfarin, and the second is hypoglycemia caused by hypoglycemic agents in diabetes. Two major examples. They are responsible for almost half of the total number of adverse drug reactions which occur in hospital. So, obviously, it was very interest to find out whether the pulmonary or the warfarin therapy could be individualized.
Recording on it?
The International Warfarin Association and so they beginning as to what should be the correct dose and the dosing scheme for warfarin in patients with acute coronary syndrome. The net result was rather complicated because they developed a website where you had to feed in information about the age of the individual, the gender of the individual, whether this is the first time the medication is given, whether the patient is taking heavy odor and a host of other drugs which interfere with the metabolism of life, and certain information about that. And then you put in this information and out came the schedule which was recommended. So this is a rather lengthy process, and overall randomized controlled clinical trials using the results of the International Water Association recommendations did show that the incidence of adverse reactions declined, but the effect was not that noticeable in certain other studies. And therefore, there is basic question mark whether just monitoring the INR as we do, that means currently, and proceeding in a cautious manner is adequate, or do we need to do these two enzymes? One is the vitamin K inhibitor, and the other one is something that again, but I will show you this slide. Cytochrome 450, some variation of that, that is 2CY something that is the number. Yeah, cytochrome 450 is basically the formula of all the mixtures of the drugs and many other accidents which are there. Association status and its relationship with oncogenesis and adverse reaction to the drugs, long that I published it in the rest of the publication is also more against medicine. And the medical journals in January, you know, I will say. Most mutations can be checked in the health of a kid. And then you can decide whether or not the dose will be standard dose or higher dose or lower dose. And this way you may be able to reduce the adverse reactions. I'm talking of the proceedings of the American College of Cardiologists in 2011. Then they had looked at lot of evidence about floppy dome. The floppy dome is a protein. It is metabolized in its active form, and this metabolism depends on the presence or absence of certain enzymes which activate there. Those lack this capacity to activate the prodrug, the floppy dome, into the active constituent. Do badly if they are given antiplatelet medication with floppy after taking competition. Randomized control will lead to that the frequency of the blocking of the stent and acute coronary events was higher in those who had that kind of genetic constitution. Again, this is a kit-based technology. It can be done. It has been recommended by some people, published in the journals, the consent at the very important cardiology meeting was that it is not a method. We need more data. There is no convincing evidence that it really works. The consensus amongst many of the cardiologists has been to have used these two examples for the prescription of personalized medicine is that it is a research tool. It is not yet ready for clinical application. Well, there are many other examples where it has indeed worked and it is ready for clinical use. As a matter of fact, it must now be used if you do not wish to enter into legal problems. The FDA, for example, has changed the labeling recommendations for something like 30 to 40 drugs. That includes Wagner as well. That's reason. They say that, well, you need to check this and then only decide to do it. Very important drug which is used in the treatment of HIV infection. That is Abacavir. It was a good drug. It is still a good drug, but it's very difficult because it was very serious adverse hypersensitivity reactions of the skin. And they were sometimes fatal. Then it was thought that this Abacavir toxicity could be predicted by undergoing a kit-based genetic test. And since then, it is mandatory for this test to be carried out, and its results be taken into account when you prescribe Abacavir. So this is something that has entered into legal practice. This may not be so in the case of carbamazepine. The maximum number of skin reactions, the toxic and for instance, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, occur as a result of the use of carbamazepine and certain other drugs which are used, for example, reductase. And again, a certain genetic abnormality has been demonstrated. Actually, it is an HLA-based test which tells you whether the person is going to have hypersensitivity reaction to carbamazepine. And however, it is not yet mandatory. It is included and labeled by the FDA. So how many examples I have given in the field of oncology, cancer medicine? I think today you can practice in an academic cancer center without this information, knowledge and technology. This is come up, it is going to be there, and it is going to bring about remarkable changes in the way we diagnose cancers and treat. However, in certain other areas that we have discussed briefly, the toxic reactions to medications, infectious diseases, immunological disorders, a whole lot of work still needs to be done before we can conclude that the use of these kinds of tests and the kind of information they provide improves clinical care. Ladies and gentlemen, in a country like India, where you have acute severe malnutrition, where children are stunted in growth, there's so much of malnutrition. In a country where you can't treat tuberculosis, we came up with the idea of planning revised national tuberculosis control programs, formalized process strategy. You had the concept of one or two regimens that are appropriate for all basic tuberculosis, community and external wounded. And in spite of that, the performance of the program was less than satisfactory. In that country, you want to practice personalized medicine, where you expect 10 years from now this is going to happen. The patient is going to come with his or her white scan or a chip, and he will say, doctor, this is, you kindly see before you prescribe any medicine to me, or before you make any diagnosis and all the diagnostic tests. I am giving you this information. It will cost 5 years hence only $700. 5 years ago, it cost $50,000. So, things are on the way. The technology is advancing at an enormous pace. Where the practice of medicine also advance at the same pace. Will we be able to do it in this country? Yes, we can. We can amongst the elite countries who have. And we can elect to the Mars, amongst the main countries of the world, why not? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have to say. I have spoken briefly. I have not burdened you with a whole lot of material that I have in slides. But I think this way I could communicate better to you what I wanted to say. I again thank you for calling me and inviting me to this week. Thank you.
Yes, you have heard the elegant talk by Professor Pandey. It was full of information and very new to us. He has dealt with several examples of heterogeneity of the tumor, aggressiveness, mild behavior, examples of American College of Cardiologists, and in our scenario probably we cannot practice because of the legal issues and research is involved in it. If we have genomic chips with the patient, I cannot read about that. He has the role of genetics too much about it. In our country, probably the personalized medicine may not be appropriate to be practiced with. Since it is a new subject and new term, I will request to put few questions to Professor Pandey if you feel like. Yeah, our remarks. Yes, sir. Please.
Excellent talk. I think there are two ways of treating a patient. Ultimately, whatever research or academic research boils down to giving a better care to the patient. One is we treat the disease in a patient. Other is we treat the patient in disease. In that way, we treat the disease in respect of that patient, his genetic gene, and also his financial status. In my opinion, I don't question the definition of personal medicine. But in my opinion, personalized medicine is medicine in respect to a particular person or a particular patient, treating him of his disease, his investigation, keeping in mind his physical condition, otherwise anemia, etc., deficiency, his society, his responsibility, and his cooperative attitude. That I think should be personalized medicine. This is a highly academic. It must have gone over the head of many of people sitting over here. So please consider the patient in disease. That is personalized medicine. In my opinion, it can be wrong. you treat the patient as a disease, not only disease of the patient. And I think you have done the right thing in telling us what is the behavior of cancer in a particular patient, what is the genetic on bad, then the genetics of the cancer, that law is extremely standing. But what is practical in our circumstances, I believe personal medicine should be taken as medicine with respect to a particular patient.
Thank you, sir. Very good. I agree with all the comments that you made. I do agree. Yeah, there is.
Want to comment?
Yeah.
No comment?
I want to ask that as you have told us about the personalized medicine for the people who want to have. So in our country, as you have said that after 10 years or so, we would be able to see that personalized and the genotype. Sir, do you think that in our country where people are suffering from poverty, poverty, education, they're all suffering, and we are thinking that after 10 years or so, can this be dream also? According to me, as I said that the card is in dream. According to me, first, sir, I just want to know that what you think about it. That can we? I don't think.
The question that you asked me is very pertinent, and if I have understood you correctly, you asked me whether the genomic medicine will take care of the malnutrition and the inequity which exists in this country. The answer is no. We need to alleviate poverty, we need to look after the nutrition of the people. Genomic medicine is not going to be helpful at all in taking away these evils that are present in our society.
Yes,
Dr. Sharma, actually it is not confined to cancer now that you have to do the genomic profile. In dermatology there is a disease psoriasis. In psoriasis already which biologicals we use may be in future decided by the makeup of the case. So it will come. Of course psoriasis is also a proliferative disease, but for cancer, so it will come.
Yeah.
And how soon? Things can change very fast. I was to reassure my young colleague there. Things change faster than you think. India has changed in last 10 years so much. Where in next 10 years this will be true. It may not be the dream.
Thank you.
Very informative lecture. Besides personalized medicine, I think we're also going towards personalized surgery. Because I think surgery started as a personalized thing because you do tailor the surgery according to the patient, all the points that Dr. Sadhu made. But I think the genomic unit coming into it has made a difference and people are looking at personalized surgery. And the cost which is the road it takes, take the example of cancer like breast cancer. Drugs for estrogen receptor and progesterone receptor positive breast cancer. The first thing that came was the complex. Get that ₹2. That was the personalized medicine. But the positive you will give, negative you will not give. So the cost and what the future holds and how fast the cost is going to come down. Very difficult to comprehend, but I'm sure that it's going to come down. A sepsis from 1,25,000 down to 30,000. So as we use and as well, it's going to come down.
Thank you very much, and I apologize for the omission of not including the surgical aspects of the personal medicine. This is again something that will come up. We won't have the knee replacement without the computerized configuration of the joint and tailor-made artificial devices. This is true, and this is going to be practiced more and more.
Last comment.
That's only like commenting note of positive note that things will be really expensive to see you, and with our own indigenous things coming up. So once we narrow that we do have the intelligence to manufacture things, once we have inherent things coming up for us, what certainly comes.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Romani. The problem is that intellectual property rights, they are posing a lot of hurdles. Otherwise, the cost of all these tests can be 1/10 or 1/20 of what it is.
Well, thank you, sir. But I can cite you examples, particularly from university. There are tumors which were treated homogeneously in the entire population, but with the addition of genes, deletions, and the kind of genetic markers has evolved the system where one patient behaves in a different manner, other patient behaves quite in a different manner, and different kinds of chemotherapy are chosen. So probably days to come we are seeing the future of society. Thank you very much. It was very informative.
Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar. I'm aware of your work in that last one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pandey. Next, Dr. Rajkumar, the Director of Audit Institute of Medical Sciences, Rishikesh, is going to share with us his experiences at NAMSCON Rishikesh. Dr. Rajkumar.
With my salutations to Professor J.S. Bajaj, a very young man with lot of energy and dynamism I have ever seen anybody. So, needless to say about the qualities of Professor J.S. Bajaj, he was kind enough to permit me to share few of the experiences of making ends in this elegant gathering, which I don't feel like that anybody here, particularly the senior people, need to be. But just for the sake of saying few slides, I would like to say few things. Making an end. How fascinating this term is. Once you say that I am going to make an end, it gives a lot of energy, lot of thought process, lot of activity comes in mind. You are going to make a center of excellence. How fascinating is this term? But I can cite an example that making an end is something like Indo-China war. Our army was fighting with the China, and the guns which were supplied from India, they failed to fire. They failed to fire. And there was no decision lying at the border. No officer at the border could take any decision, because decision was coming from UAE. To the lighter side of it, one of the officer of army, he threw a book so-called as the passport to another border. He said, I am shooting with the big book, and I think now it will be defeated. So this GFR when was fired by hand from Indian side, somebody asked as to what is this? Which weapon is this? The officer on lighter side said, there is no bigger weapon than the GFR in this country. So with the GFR, with all the bars, with all the impediments, with all the rules, with all the provisions, with all the power, less empowerment, with all the compromises, and I can keep on adding at least 100 terms for this. We were asked to make aims. And I think this is the right place where I can express my will to make an end. The autonomy of aim, you know, it comes through the body. Institute body, governing body, and 3 independent committees. To your surprise, this aim and all the 6 aims has witnessed only one institute body, that too it was creation of the rest of the body. And after a lot of difficulties, we could have 2 finance committees. The first was suicide, second was business productivity. You can imagine
an image of this man standing before you, and people like me and others sitting here, more vibrant than me, Dr. Sanjeev Mishra, and before us, having sleepless nights probably in order to make the game. In brief, if I would like to summarize as to what is the experience of making a name, I would suggest that definitely those who are eyeing to become director of new institutions, I would say, please, for God's sake, if you are a man of principle, if you are honest and if you know your profession, for God's sake, never indulge in this practice. This is the big message I want to give, and this is I am giving from my heart. Well, you can always ask me as to how to do so many things here. Yes? Still I could do few things with my team, which I am going to show you through photographs. But it was all untiring effort, seeing the left and right here and there, finding rules, doing something this way, doing something that way, finding some solutions every day. And the irony is, the big irony, that the institute where I had been working was a very good institute, where we see you have good piece of advice from the seniors and your peers. But in this place, sometimes I feel scared. When my dean walks in my room, he is the best administrator today, academic administrator. But when he walks in my chamber, I tell you with reasonable certainty and with conviction that sometimes I develop palpitation. Still I adjust because he talks in too much time. But sometimes there are two cases. Once they try to meet me and my peers informed as a system is in place, and he informs that, sir, so and so is trying to meet you. Sometimes I pretend that I am very busy. I can't meet him. Because I know that this person is coming with so many questions, for the want of immediate solutions, which probably I may not have. And this is the routine story that we get. Every day, 150, 105 are there on our head. I am not the master of all the legal issues. I am an academician, a dedicated, committed person, I can say. Yet, and you are not confident because the decisions, whatever you are taking, may not go with the tune of the authorities or the bodies. You are never sure of it. But still you are forced to take decisions. The second irony, that once you have started a MBBS course, once you have started nursing course, once you have started a growth, once you have started your OPD, you have no choice to go back. The meager number of 20 odd clinical faculty members, when to give leave to them, when not to give. They are also entitled. They are entitled for good life. They are entitled to go conferences. They are entitled to avail interpersonal conferences. Now, how to get rid of this problem? Well, I thought let us induct new faculty members. When you think about inducting the faculty members, you will come to know that 10 devils are standing before you. Now you will have to fight all the devils. The devil of getting the eligibility criteria, which are waiting now. The another devil to get the list of experts from different sides. Another devil is to get the concurrence from the veterinary institute. Then to get concurrence from ministry, which you know how fast does it come from there. Then to do advertisement, then to find out agency and do tender for that, and agency does not be there. So you need to raise your blood pressure, inspire him, sometimes he reverse. and revert you back, then you don't know what to do. And the fate of director is debatable. How to do it? Dr. Mishra, am I thinking something wrong? He is agreeing. I have one vote. I can have many votes here. So I am just citing an example. There are thousands of examples of such nature which are encountered every day in India. Particularly once you have been asked to start the AIMS, first day, when you enter the premises and you don't have a chair to sit, you don't have a room to sit. Maybe you can start it because your Ganges is very close to this place. You can sit like a tent and keep on meditating to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the God of this land. I always show this slide. The great neuroscientist of the ancient neuroscientist of this country, entire family was in neurosciences. This was very much developed in this land actually. So I was sitting and I started with my good team. I can say I had a very good team. Because of my good team, we could render something. And that is how you are sitting here, and I am fortunate to tell you about it. There are many things I can keep on speaking till night on this issue, but time is very confined. It is not an issue, it is not a science, it is not neither an academic, but it is an integral part of our national development. So I would like to focus on few things. I would like to show you photo more than anything else, so that you have an insight as to how these things can be developed. The bill, the Act of All India Institute of Medical Sciences was just similar as the All India Institute of Medical Sciences theory, passed in 1956. The same bill with few amendments were passed in Parliament, both the houses, in 2012. So the people who are making the mistake of saying that AIMS like institute, please for God's sake, if you say like, I would not like. Don't say like, it is All India Institute. The bill is passed. The another thing what happened, these institutes have been built up under the scheme so-called as Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Yojana, PMSSY. A very big deal as far as the rules and regulations are concerned, not for facilitation, rules and regulations. Many times I failed to implement the act of the institute because of this PMSSY package. When we want to do something, it is said and informed and communicated to us that you are working under PMSSY. You are not the director, you are not the director like the director in New Delhi, because your budgets are all through the PMSSY. So you will have to follow the norms of PMSSY, which neither I know nor probably our PMSSY colleagues know. Whenever I do something, if somebody wants to catch me, he says, no, this is under PMSSY, you cannot do it. How can you celebrate Foundation Day? It is a PMSSY project. So, these, to the good taste of the government and the very well-meaning politicians and Honorable Prime Minister of India, the then Prime Minister of India, gave a separate fund for making new AIMS, but the use of those funds and the policies were accepted, which were not to the tune of the new AIMS. These were full of hurdles. And I don't want to spell more than this about it. Though it was a well-meaning, well-conceived, well-organized scheme of Honorable Pradhan Mantri of India to develop new AIMS, but sorry, this did not go the way it should have come. So, when I had already started a year, in this campus without building, without equipment, without lab, without room, without available space. When we were asked to start, we were full of dream. Yes, I will do it. What is there when I can operate 12 hours in rain? What is there? Why can't I start it? But nearly for more than a year, we did not have any body. Because autonomy comes from this body. So there was no body, no institute body. We kept on hankering to get our body because we wanted independence so that we can do something, whatever was required immediately. But somehow, these were bigger challenges with us. Vision was to create immediately an excellent academic value and to start medical research, whatever was available, and to start medical care to the patients, every patient of these people. This region is divided up into institutions. I was very surprised. I can share it with you because India has a very high rate of accidents, and particularly the inhabitants when they are alcoholic, driving after 6 p.m. with the alcohol. I was very worried someday that if I met with some head injury type of accident, then who is there to bail me out? There is nobody. There is no institute. There is no place here. Because this is a new state where we bought 11 odd years back, and the things are coming up very well and gradually, and the health infrastructure is very weaker here. So this was something, you see, the premier institute gate when I joined, you can see these big, and if you are smarter enough, seniors are obviously, they are like father for me, many of them. Professor Churavani can see the quality of the brick deployed here and the kind of cement, it is very apparent. There are many things which I want to share, but I don't want to wash dirty linen and other corridors. You are not others though. But this was I joined on 23rd July, and this room I could make available for me to sit. And for 2 months I kept on hankering to get the door on that office. And to your surprise, a director of All India Institute Medical Sciences, so-called as the secretary rank of Union government, despite bargaining for 2-3 months, was not efficient to get the door in his office. And needless to tell, so many labels are involved. Now you can see what a neurosurgeon on this image. I would have left, then my colleagues at my institute would have said, "Dar gaya, bhag gaya, aur bahadur banta tha." I could not leave this place. But yes, I could not do too much. But yes, I could not sleep many nights. That was all there in my hand. So I had so many sleepless nights, and I tried gradually to find the solutions, and fortunately, now I have tied a good note to this agency who has done a lot of NAMSCON. This was the only building available. Professor Pandey may kindly tell me whenever you want me to stop because I will be talking to person. It's a problem rather than. So I am blessed by Professor Pandey. So this was the building available in this premises, and this was the building. You can see the condition of this building. And it was equally good from inside also. Little more good rather. And to your surprise, I did not have capital head under me. Do you know, many of you might not be knowing what is capital head. Capital head means to generate some structure. I did not have this head. Now if I want to do some modifications on this building, I had not even 5 rupees in this head. So for 8-9 months I had been working without capital head. So anyway, to cut short this story,
this building of, what is that called, the Pasulo. You are sitting in an area where Pasus were sitting, animals. This area was for animals. Obviously, if you go to the wrong place, you will have to say it. It was meant for animals. We started on the side in this building. So we made this building as a administrative plan. Fortunately, I had our PDA, who was a police officer, IPS officer, senior IPS officer. And immediately I thought that I must have an academic place. So I ordered the most senior professor to head the institute as a dean. And let me tell you, thousands of questions were asked. How did you make dean? What permission did you take? How did you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. Why, I am the director of the institute. Don't I have power to, for the sake of facilitation, to create, to appoint somebody on this position as per rule? No. There also, there has been many questions. Why did you do this? So, somehow, with the help of me, with the team of 20 faculty members, 21 or 22, 19 faculty members, he has reduced the number, very generous on me. With the 19 faculty members and one dean and one DDA, we started working on this project. Well, ambitious course was to be started within a month. And when I walked through these buildings, this is the lecture theatre where we were sitting. And one more lecture theatre was like that when I entered here. With this I was to start the induction of ambitious students. Now you can see the event. And the first part was that there was no hostel ready. There was no hostel. Where to place these students once they are inducted. So what I did, I resorted to the Rishikesh village, and you know this was just a village. In 2 years, again it has developed too much. In a village, I could not get 10 carts for my students. And I tried to search a place where I can place my students. There was no place. There were no 20 rooms, a single place. So I had sleepless nights, and I had nothing actually. When I did not have chair, how can I have other things? And this was the status of our lecture theatre. And when I asked as to how much time you are going to take, the company said, these ends have been built up by several packages, at least 10 packages are there. When I asked this package as to how much time you are going to take, he said, sir, maybe 1 year. I said, what are you talking, Ravi? I have been asked to induct the immediate students within 2 months. He said, sir, how can you expect from me to make this when the crores of my rupees are held up in the history? This was the gimmick of variation and deviation. Those who have built up the institute, they must be knowing themselves, I don't want to describe. But I was not involved with this business. So much so that sometimes these contractors and these agencies, they came to my office and they threatened me many times. Still, I could control barely few months back. They were threatening me every day, sir, I am going to stop because my money is held up. I cannot live peacefully. So this was the status of lecture theatre. Ultimately, of course, we could admit our patients, we fixed our priorities, because first day I fixed many priorities like neurosurgeon, I can make this, and 15 days later when I walked in, I saw nothing has happened. Then I fixed my priorities, very limited in number, make this room, make this room, make this lab, that's it. And I gave sufficient time. Somehow these are the structures available when the students were admitted. So, one of the faculty had made these 5 slides and he was trying to write the achievement. I am sorry, I did not achieve anything. All that I could do, I could start immediately. So, gradually, we could admit the first batch of MBBS in September 2012.
Hostels were made readily available with the day and night work. Many times, when they were not working, I started holding the bricks and started putting that if you are short of manpower, I am free after 5 and my services can be readily available as a laborer. Why not? I am otherwise also elevated laborer. So there was some kind of sense of responsibility was awakened among these agencies and they started working. Ultimately, the hostels, they were not in very good shape. Even today they are not in good shape. One of the worst agencies is making the residential complex. It is still in shambles. But we, at our part, tried our best and ultimately we could make them livable up to some extent for our students. Similar thing happened to the laboratory. There was no equipment available. And the supply was to come from the central government. And our director had 1 lakh in his hand. I did not have power to grant permission for more than 1 lakh. Now, which equipment of MBBS comes within 1 lakh? I don't recall actually. Even if you are sitting in a village and you try to procure something, a reagent or microscope or something, how many microscopes you can procure in 1 lakh? Even if you go, even if you descend your quality, even if you go down, then also it was difficult. But somehow, because the media was on my side, I had to deliver everything. So I found so many rules, regulations, I searched here and there, we put our team into the effort, and by 1 lakh also we procured so many things to start with. And few things we could get by repeat order for permission from the ministry. That means our finance committee. So that is how, but let me tell you, despite all the hurdles, one day the media personnel asked me, sir, why are you training your students when you don't have anything? I scolded him, I said, don't talk rubbish. You walk to my laboratory, you walk to my lecture theatre, you walk to my dissection hall and tell me what is deficient. Then only ask the questions. Otherwise, don't dare to ask. You tell me, you take expert. So it does not mean that we started with compromise. No, sir. Because my conscience never allowed me. So I equipped ourselves. We equipped ourselves first, gradually, of course, and we started the MBBS course. And of course, library, laboratories, lecture theatre, dissection hall, the buildings which were not ready were very readily available, and these were the faculty members we had at that time with our medical superintendent, of course, who was also frustrated. He is from Chandigarh PGI because he had no work, only medical college was started. So this is a bad habit of all the competent doctors that they can't be idle because they want work. And our surgeons were so frustrated once they were interested. There was nothing to operate. So the frustration were creeping in. The faculty did not have work, clinical faculty. The medical side did not have work. And we were bound by the rules not to allow these conferences also even. So many hurdles. But somehow we could start. And of course, you were kind enough to lead the land first time in this institute for the first batch of the PBS, and we could start the courses gradually. These are just the pictures of first batch. First time we inducted 50 students only in medical sciences. Again, we have written milestone achieved. I don't know whether we could achieve anything, but yes, we could start and we did successfully. These are the few pictures. Our dining halls were not ready, so they were made ready. And these are the buildings you can see. Yes, I walked in the dissection hall. I asked the engineer, superintending engineer, to show me the dissection hall. He took me to this place, and there was a big dish available in between. He said, I said, how much time you are going to take to prepare the dissection hall? He said, sir, there is a variation and I don't know whether I will be able to give it. I said, what variation? You tell me about this place. He said, 2 lakhs. I said, okay. 2 lakhs is given immediately. I did not bother as to what is going to happen to me. I said, 2 days, 2 lakhs has been sanctioned just now from the AIMS budget. Leave aside the issue. Now you tell me how many days you are going to take. He was so scared, he said, where is the written order? I said, my words are my order. Follow it just now. If you don't get from the ministry, he said, what will happen to the rest of the variation? I said, you start about this variation first, we will see later on the rest of the variation. Then he said, sir, I will take a month or so to prepare this reception hall. This is how it was prepared. And I am not in habit of cutting these ribbons. Maybe these are cut by Dean, MS, superintendent engineers. But unfortunately, wrongly I think this is a engineering. So the reception hall was inaugurated and it was moving to what? Because when following a lot of effort, you achieve anything, you feel like as if you have won the moon. So this is another lecture theatre. There was no place, so we artificially created a theatre for initial teaching, and we kept on harping to prepare these blocks, and this is the theatre which was ready. Once it is ready also, and once you walk in, then you, first time when you see that even if the structure is ready, then also you find so many problems in that structure. The workmanship is poor, the blinds are not there, the fans are not there, the ACs are not there, and GFR, the big book of this country, is before you. Now how to deal with it? So all the hurdles we could cross, need not to go into the details, and we were fortunate someday to see this day where I am also sitting here trying to learn from my intelligent teachers. Those who were only 19, they could not teach me everything. I am still learning from them. Ultimately, our students were put to the laboratory, and the library was also created, computer lab. So we could equip ourselves within a span of 1 year, and these are the pictures you can see. You can make out here, even the tables for the labs were not available. How to make these tables? There was no supply from the central government. How to make? So I saw the engineer and contractor both. I said, how can you prepare? He said, there is a term called as BOQ, bill of quantity. These are the engineering terms, and I was not aware. Most of the medical people are not aware. But I am reasonably sure today, if there is some good academic institute of engineering, he would not hesitate in offering me MTech at least in civil engineering, and I think there must. I could find few items in BOQ, and I suggested them that if you take this, mobilize this item from there, this item from there, this item from there, and whatever the making charges are there, I shall be paying. This is how these tables could be made, and again our dean is cutting ribbon. Yes. So, and our DDA is also there. He is the police officer. He helped a lot initially, but ultimately, as per the habit, they indulge into their own interest because it is not the medical institute, and the police officer of IG rank is sitting, and when he has qualified such a wonderful competition of this country, the brain cannot go waste. This DDA was working less in duty hours, more after duty hours, and the interest, you can understand what can be the interest of such working. I don't want to comment on that. Ultimately, I have to get rid of from him also. And this project was really in shambles when I joined. All the packages were severely in different kinds of irregularities, and I did not have any knowledge of engineering. Ultimately, we directors were made chief engineer also to take care of these variations and deviations with partial knowledge, without reading the agreement. These were big books. You don't have time. Once you are in business, once you have been asked to start the immediate curriculum, once you have been asked to start the nursing courses here, you don't have choice, you don't have time to go through these books, and you have only contractual employees. Even today, I have the outsourced person. There are no regular employees here. We could not induct them. So with the help of them, and back to massive pressure from local, that this institute has been built up in Rishikesh, this is the land of Rishikesh, you will have to deploy the people from local area. You may not believe as to how many pressures were put to me. Every day I have been receiving at least 20, sometimes even more, at least 20 applications with the request of employment, and nearly 50 to 20 phone calls every day. I was very restless as to what to do for the employment. Someday I was interviewed by one of the local channels, and I asked him that you interview for any other thing, but please ask 2 questions from my side. He said, what are those questions? I said, must ask about the employment. He interviewed me about the end, then he asked, कि सर वो आपके पास जो फोन आते हैं और सिफारिशें आती हैं उनका क्या करें? मैंने कहा मैं अपने सम्माननीय और माननीयों को हाथ जोड़ के निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि मुझे एज पर रूल काम करने दें और मेरे ऊपर प्रेशर मिला। तो जर्नलिस्ट थोड़ा होते ही नहीं वो स्मार्ट लोग, उसने कहा कि सर ये जो सिफारिशें आपके पास आ गई हैं इनका क्या करेंगे? मैंने कहा मैं उनकी लिस्ट बनवा रहा। वो बोला लिस्ट बनवा रहे इसका मतलब इन लोगों को नौकरी मिल जाएगी। मैंने कहा नहीं, मैं लिस्ट इसलिए बनवा रहा हूँ कि गलती से जब मैं ना भी रहूँ तो ये लोग इस इंस्टीट्यूट में ना सुने। Now this message has done really done. And the similar interview came again in other channels, in press and media. I became a workman of this state because I was not giving leave to anybody. Even today I get so many, but now the trend has changed. Now people who prescribe me, they are my own people. Dr. Pant is the Vice Chancellor of New Medical University. If he says me something, I will have to listen. I don't have choice, but fortunately he does not say any such thing. So, but there are people here who one of my honorable parliamentarian was very much annoyed. He gave some interview saying that he should recognize his position. He should not talk about these things. And his CF says, sir, please don't feel bad. The honorable parliamentarian has said something. Did you say something like this? I said, yes, I have said, and I am saying it again today. And tomorrow also I will say the same thing. Because I am not going to succumb under any pressure. And it is not my ego, sorry. I can go down to anybody, to any level, to anybody. I can touch the feet of honorable parliamentarian, but no compromise with the rules, regulations, and quality of the end religion. That is how I could withstand with so many pressures, and ultimately we interviewed the people for outsourcing. Those, of course, they were from local side, because I had a very soft corner for local people, because the poverty was too much present. If you go on the hills, the people are really poor. They don't have sufficient to eat. They are ill. They don't have sufficient to wear. So I thought those who are really deserving, they should get an opportunity rather than the people, those who are full of labor. So that is how we started, inducted with the people. And Honorable Chief Minister inaugurated our first nursing badge, and here is the photo. He is cutting some ribbon. So you must be recognizing Honorable Chief Minister Sri Vijay Govardhan, who was kind enough during those days, and he helped at several places to me. He never, to my surprise, he never asked me to do any favor for his people, neither for his people nor for any of his own person. So I am grateful to such people also. I have lot of respect for such qualifications. This is our first professional. Our teachers are examining them. You see our physiology teacher, one of very good teachers. I have very good teachers, by the way. I have good teachers. I have good faculty. The reason for that also lies in selecting them. The second selection process was a very Herculean task. In month of December, January and February, we have been residing in Delhi in one of the guest house. Though I am entitled for 5,000 bucks per night, but we were living in a guest house, so-called, what is that guest house? NIHW, where if you have heater, then you don't have water warmer. If you have good bed sheet, then you don't have good food, whatever. But we had been staying there, we conducted interviews, and we could get good faculty out of 3 months interviews. And the good faculty is the only crux. These were the different manuals, and he has just put few slides, because these slides are showing you as to what stages we have gone through. So ultimately, the third batch now has come up immediately. 2 batches of nursing are running. This is the NRC batch. This could be started. And you can see, we did not compromise with the quality. Despite so many hurdles, our confidence did not allow us to compromise with the quality of anything, because we are going to make aims, not less than aims. We did not compromise on quality. And as far as I felt the cadworks are very important, there were so many hurdles in getting cadworks, so many legacies were there, so many impasses were there, but gradually we started out, and now we can place 4 students in one cadwork, we have sufficient cadworks, and so much so that we could do the National Neurosurgical Conference with 4 work staff, 2 or 3 were dedicated for cadwork. So we don't have that problem. The clinical teaching we were talking in morning, we are teaching our students by simulation, by clinical examples. We are trying our best, and let me assure you, since the standard of medical education has gone down over the last 3-4 decades, we are at New Age trying our best that we should produce the quality doctors for this country. The doctors full of energy, the doctors full of dedication, the doctors full of moral, the doctors full of ethics. That is what is required more in this country today. Because I have seen our senior generation, I have witnessed so much good teachers, full of principles, full of ethics. There has been certainly deterioration in the country scenario, and we need to go back again to produce the doctor as we have witnessed our teachers. So this is how we are going through, and this is also another lab I don't know, the university is designing. Nowadays I don't look towards the medical college because he has taken full charge of everything, and he is very thoroughly. I feel very bad when he messages me at 11 p.m. sometimes, and I have to respond. Whenever he has problem, he is so much dedicated. I have no hesitation in thinking that probably sometimes he was gone mad for me. In night also he was thinking about the medical college. I said, at least 2 hours resting is very essential. You are a physiologist. You will not have the 4th stage of nonsense sleep and dream sleep, then it will be difficult to work. So, thanks to all my team, they have really put their good efforts with me. I will never forget, even if I leave this place, that my team is very vibrant, very good. I have the good team, good teachers, dedicated. Whenever I call them, whatever work I have put them on, they have come with the success. They have learned a lot of administration also. They are doing it because we did not have education. We did not have administration. Even today it is surprised to know. Neither I have BBA, nor I have a The superintendent engineer has been released. MS is ready to go. So who is left? What to direct to whom to direct? So I find that since I am a good laborer, otherwise also I am a educated laborer. So wherever there is a problem, I jump into it and we try to find the solution. And of course, don't forget about the RTI. Yeah, this is a big tool to the public. And the public at this place, let me inform you that this is a growing state, this is a new state. People here, the worst part of it, that every fourth person is politician here, every sixth or eighth person is RTI activist, and whatever are left, I am forgetting one more category. There are 3-4 category people are here, and whether they don't know rules, they don't know rules, but they know one thing, how to write complaints. So complaints, once you are working with something, some project or some target, by that time you will be, I am receiving time. Oh, sorry. So these are the examples. So you are digest by complaints and RTI sometimes, but yes, now people have started realizing. There are good people, there is no deficiency of good people in this state. Now people have become so cooperative in this state, particularly in this local area. They have started realizing that this institute is coming as a national institute. And now I have developed such good cardiology even with the journalists that one day some of the very senior person was visiting here, and I said to the media that there is no question, entire media 50 people were stopped. The dignitary said to me, sir, I have never seen such a control over media. I said, sir, no, it's not a control, it is a brotherhood with the media. They also understand as to how we are passing through. So there is no deficiency of good people here. There are very good people here, very simple people here. But those who are obnoxious, they are obnoxious also because they are in close proximity with the power. So lab space created, practicals are going on, clinical teaching is going on. One of the smart faculty called as Paranu Buddha is teaching something here, and all are smart actually. And our students are also seemingly very smart. When they joined, they were looking very dull, but now they see how bright faces you can see. So it is some kind of mutation going on here. So yes, our students are vibrant. They play roles in different national and different WHO days, the AIDS Day, the Glaucoma Day, all these days. They play roles and they really do good show. BSc nursing was started again the same photo. He is the principal of nursing, very intelligent man and thoroughly knowledgeable, very much dedicated. He is research to our institute. Professor Suresh Sharma, Principal Nursing College in India. I hope he is not here. Otherwise he would have smiled towards me. And this is the nursing going on. And I would now just show the photographs because otherwise I will keep on speaking. So you can see, you can witness the demonstrations going on to the nursing students. These are the mannequins where the students are learning, and we could buy whatever was necessary, and ultimately, research, yes, that was very important aspect. So we try to induct our faculty, and being a new institution, I have to create so many bodies, ethical committee, this committee, that committee, evaluation committee, research committee. You cannot get away without that. And I am happy to inform you that in the very first year, we were able to approve at least 32 art projects, and these are going on. Whatever research is possible, at least an induction to new facility has been done in the research front also. Of course, we have these projects, ongoing projects, need not to say. I have been working even in basic sciences also, neurosciences also. So there were continuous projects also. With lot of difficulty, I could convince our finance committee that nothing less than 5 lakhs can work in any research. So now you have 35 intramural projects, extramural projects, and these are the ICM. Our students are also becoming scientists. I am pretty concerned they do not grow to the level that someday I will feel that I was So this is how multidisciplinary. Yes, this was the first conference of NAMS. It was in April 2013, and this one is the third NAMS conference we have organized along with the national conference. And people were quite satisfied. our Honorable Governor inaugurating our first, the second NAMSCON on Chinese Road. And he was kind enough today also he will be before us. Honorable Medical Education Minister, he also treated us a very jovial personality. And here you can see again, yes, we could host a very big conference with the same institute. It was a national conference with international participation. It was great success. It was first of its own kind in this state. Several workshops were organized along with the conference. You can see Professor Dave has also raised this institute, and the director and Patna was kind enough in one of the orthopedic conference. So we could organize different conference. And here was our MF is performing the rituals of puja because we had opened our OPD. And here Honorable Secretary has inaugurated our first OPD, which was started in a very small area. Ultimately we have expanded now. We have sufficient area. And no road was there. No road, no greenery, everything was hill and trees and I mean lot of housekeeping needs to be done in this place actually. So for some time I became a police inspector also. And I had been receiving complaints from media कि सर आप तो कभी-कभी मार भी लगा देते हो. Some media person called me and said, sir, I heard you have slapped some person within the campus. तो मैंने कहा भाई आपको यही एक खबर इम्पोर्टेंट लग रही है छापने की, सीधे नहीं सर एज ए डायरेक्टर आपको नहीं करना चाहिए. मैंने कहा मैं सर हट्टा कट्टा तुमको भी नहीं मारने के लिए. अरे भाई किसी को इंसल्ट किया होगा ताकि अंदरूनी चीजें न हो. He was kind enough, he said, okay sir, I can understand. He was the only person to manage. You can see the crowd today. We received at least 1,000 patients in OPD. And this is the again puja for indoor. We have started 200-bedded indoor hospital with the help of Professor Mukesh Tripathi from LCPGI. He is the head of department in LCPGI. Today we have operated more than 300 patients. And not only general patients, but pediatric neurosurgery has been performed in this institute. And this is how this institute was inaugurated by the then Honorable Minister, Sri Ghulam Nabi Azad ji. Still, lot is to be done. You see, our auditorium is not ready. IU building is just to be activated. Current Minister, Honorable Minister, inaugurated our blood bank because without blood bank surgery cannot be performed, and we were lucky to have him to cut this ribbon. Otherwise, we would have got another opportunity. So, it is just, I cannot keep on speaking more because I need to laugh in between. This was our surgeons were not ready to operate. I said, let me operate first. They were scared that how can you operate in such a remote village where there are legal facilities. So this was the first lumbar disc I had operated with the help of Rajni, where we see our police neurosurgeon. Then this was another year. Madam Ghulam, we can witness it. This card malformation. This patient could not get dates in All Institute Medical Sciences, New Delhi. So he heard about us, he came here. Then we had microscope, very small, EMT microscope of barely 5 lakhs or so, but we could use it with the help of Professor HOD ELT. He is around, I think, here. And so we could operate, we could do even intramural surgery with the help of this microscope. We have drained the excess, and patient was very poor, he improved. And this is something has been done by our LT colleague, the total knee replacement. So big operations have been done. I am quite satisfied now. And of course, I cannot be left without these national festivals. I am very fond of these festivals. So I also get opportunity to shout on these days in open field. So these are different celebrations. And I think thank you very much to tolerate me for this much time.
But